Pennsylvania. He's a college professor. He's a philanthropist. He's an entrepreneur. And not to mention, he's an NFL stud. Let's welcome back to the breakfast table Patriots linebacker Brandon Copeland.
All right.
Oh, that's the biggest fan cheer I've had in a long time. That's the loudest cheer I've heard. I appreciate it.
Well, it's good to see you. It's good to see you smiling. We know you missed some time on the field the last few weeks. You just underwent surgery. You said you got your second bionic arm. Give us and the Patriots fans an update on how you're feeling and how the recovery is going.
The recovery is going great. I'm ahead of schedule, but unfortunately it's a 6-month injury. So being ahead of schedule doesn't mean, anything too likely for this season. But things are going well. Started running this week. There's a lot of arm swing in that, and that was very, very positive. I was laughing to myself, as a young husky individual growing up, I never thought I'd be excited to get on a treadmill and just run. So you look forward to the little things. It makes you appreciate the little things and be grateful to have an opportunity to come back with a second bionic arm, stronger than ever.
Second bionic arm. Right on. Look, the show must go on for your Patriots, though. They take on the Dolphins. Bad loss in Los Angeles, of course. What's the message and what do you feel from your teammates? What are they saying this week as they face the Dolphins this weekend?
Yeah, you turn a new page. In football, you have to have a short memory. You turn a new page and you get prepared for a division rival at this point, right? Like every division game is a rival game. So you focus in on what we have to do, and also you look back at the film from week 1, but you realize that the Dolphins are a totally different team at this point, and we have to key on how we can beat them now.
You look at the film, let's take a moment and look at your resume. Dude, you're doing all right for yourself. You play in the NFL. You're a Pennsylvania Quaker, Wharton School of Business. You got bionic arms like the Winter Soldier. And now you've added yet another impressive title to your resume. You were just named to the Forbes 30 under 30 list. This is the creme de la creme right here. Tell us what this means to you, dude, because it's a real honor.
Yeah. It's like you said, it's a huge honor. I'm very humbled to be on that list, especially when you look at the people who are on that list, right? It makes you think, wow, we're accomplishing something pretty special. But I understand that it's literally, I'm the guy that ends up looking good because I have an amazing wife around me, amazing son, a brother, family who's pushed me my entire life and given me a bunch of opportunities, but then also the team that I've had now that helped me accomplish goals and accomplish these crazy visions that are in my mind. They're outstanding. And so for me and for us, this is just a recognition of their hard work and dedication. I'm just the guy that has, smile and wave, don't mess up. So I appreciate it, though.
It's really good perspective. Cope, what's up? Welcome back to the show. I want to talk about a December to Remember. You're teaming up with 20 players from around the league, giving them the opportunity, or giving people rather the opportunity to give some gifts this holiday season when otherwise they may have not been able to do so. How did this start and how does it work?
Yeah. So a couple years ago, we started doing a December to Remember in stores, and we would basically took some kids, some foster kids, and then some severely underprivileged, underserved high school kids, brought them to a store when I was with the Jets, brought some other players, treated them to a pizza party. They all thought that they were there for community service, but then we gave them $200 shopping sprees and had a great time with them. Being a competitor, being an athlete, the next year I tried to figure out what can I do to level up. And so also being a person who's been on a roller coaster ride of an NFL career, I'm on my 5th NFL team now. I have a lot of friends, a lot of former teammates around the league. So I reached out to some of them and asked them if they'd be willing to replicate what we're doing in their respective cities. So last year we were able to touch over 320 kids with this shopping spree and treat them to a pizza party as well. But this year, obviously, we had to get extremely creative, keep it virtual. But so what we decided to do was use it as an opportunity to grow. And we ended up working with 20 players, as you mentioned, all willing and able and wanting to try to make an impact, even though, we're not allowed to physically go and meet any of these people. We were able to give away over $160,000. We gave $800 shopping sprees to families, and we've been doing that. I'm actually working with Kyle Van Noy this Thursday, right? Dolphin player, right? So the biggest message that we're trying to get across to people is that, you know, we can compete on Sundays, on Mondays, on Thursdays, sometimes Tuesdays this year with them COVID games. But ultimately, the bigger goal is to have an impact and give back in our communities. And I'm really proud of all of us who've been involved. Proud of the NFL for backing us, Amazon, Zebra, for helping us pull this off, because this was another crazy idea that I had, 2.5 weeks ago. And to see where it's come is pretty special. And the last thing I'll say is that there's a lot of people who we've had the opportunity to impact. And I think even in a virtual space where you think you lose the connection and you think you lose the opportunity to get to know people, as opposed to the physical going through the shopping outlet with them, we were able to find out more of their stories this year because we were able to sit down and connect with them. And so we were able to talk to domestic abuse survivors who literally ran away from abusive homes with their children in the night. And we were able to provide this for them, or some single mothers, or people just trying to get their life on track. And so I think this was a powerful opportunity for all of us. And I'm extremely grateful that my brothers around the league trusted in our foundation Beyond the Basics to help make it happen.
And on top of that, we're living in a virtual world, not just these meetings that we're having. People shop virtually. So giving these individuals, these families, the help that they need, they can just click on their computers on their phones and buy what they need for the holiday season. You mentioned your teammates and players that you either played with or played against, and they're helping you. What is that like when you call somebody and you're like, look, I need you to show up and do something for me, and before you can finish, they say yes?
Yeah, it's amazing. I think it's a lot better than trying to call them and then they pick up and say, no habla inglés, and they're like, I'm gonna see you tomorrow in the lobby. What's wrong with you?
I know you speak English.
Right. So no, it's an awesome feeling. I think that, I'm fortunate. I think that those types of things mean a lot to me because there's a lot of trust to put into another teammate, another player, and a friend, right? Us as players, we know how many people reach out to you and ask you for help, ask you for assistance, ask you for a donation or an investment, right? This is more of a donation. And so, we're quick to kind of say, okay, hey, talk to my advisor. Oh, no, here we go, right? But like you said, before we even finish, they understand that what we're trying to do is something special, and they literally get off the phone with these families and are calling me or texting me saying, hey, next year, count me in. Like, look, I need to find more ways to help and continue to give back. So I think we're also just trying to encourage guys to understand the power in their platform and give guys an opportunity to be a part of something special together. I think that's one of the biggest things, too, is like we are collaborating on this. And you're not just a part of an effort in your state, but you're a part of something that's touching literally 19 states and 200 families.
Wow. Brandon, you're only 29 years old, and we say that affectionately. You're only 29 years old, yet you give such great wisdom and advice, and that goes back to your Gilman days, to your Penn days, and, of course, to all the teams you've been with. But now you hold seminars giving advice. You basically say, who wants to talk? Let me give you advice. What is this seminar that you give, and can you explain to us with the holiday season around how you're giving back with maybe some of that sage-like wisdom that you've offered so many years for your teammates?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I think I get my wisdom from my mom. I got to say mom, for she yanked me up off of this, but also my grandfather. He played 11 years, and he was always, dropping gems, so to speak, even without knowing. And for me, so we try to do seminars just to help educate and teach people and give people access to information on anything that I feel like is something that we should know, right? And we should know, but unfortunately, our schools aren't necessarily teaching these things, right? These are constants of life. And so, I'm fortunate to also announce right here this spring, I'll be bringing my class, my University of Pennsylvania class, Life 101, to the public. It'll be an e-course online. So be on the lookout for that. Follow me at BCope51 for announcements on that. But in terms of holiday budgeting, holiday shopping, right now, I think this is the best time to keep in mind that, one, people understand if you're not able to afford a typical holiday gift list, right? But two, most importantly, what I would tell people is to keep in mind the real reason for the season. And that should be something I think we all are getting an opportunity to really understand what Thanksgiving is all about, what Christmas is all about, what Hanukkah is all about, what Kwanzaa is all about, what the New Year's celebration should be. And it really should be a time to reflect on the reason for the season, but also yourself and your family, and show gratitude. So don't be so caught up in trying to keep up with what you did last year. It's not about that. It's really about trying to spend time with your loved ones and really give them a gift of saying, I love you, as opposed to trying to give them some monetary gift.